It's clear now that an employee is just one of thousands and a number on an Excel spreadsheet, as easy to remove as hitting the backspace key.
I don't know why you're not panicking. In 70 years, $100,000 will be worth only $10,000. And this is with average 3.4% annual inflation based on the last 5 years. And this is the most average low ball scenario. If we go the realistic expectations, which essentially means that the inflation will be even higher than 3.4% per year, this means that we might actually see this $100,000 melt buying power to $10,000 in halfway through time, 35 years, 40 years from now. Why are not you panicking?
Imagine working somewhere for 38 years and waking up to an email at 5:07 in the morning letting you know that you don't work there anymore because your job's been eliminated as part of a layoff. One person doesn't have to imagine that. Adam Bernard, a 38-year employee of General Motors, whose job was eliminated last week as part of a large layoff at GM.
You should be panicking. Your kids, you put $10,000 every single year, for example, in your kids' account, grow compounding without paying taxes or with specifically tax executed strategy, limiting your tax exposure. And in the end of the day, after 30, 40 years, they're going to wake up, they're going to think that they have $1 million, but they're only going to have $100,000. They're only going to have $90,000. This is why you should start panicking right here, right now. This is not some fugazi metaverse expectations, simulations. We run the numbers based on adjusted inflation with an average of 3.4%, which was the average inflation for the last 5 years. And it's not going to remain at 3.4% because the Federal Reserve will continue printing money. Don't ask me why, this is a very long topic for a completely separate video. But they're going to print more money. Printing more money will increase the money circulation supply, which will increase the amount of money versus all the products and services provided into economy, which will create the balance of the services versus the actual paper value of the money, which will push the inflation even higher. More money will be worth less. This is why we meant that if the inflation is higher than 3.4% every single year for the next 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, well then you don't have to wait 70 years to see the buying power of 100K going down to 10K. You may be waiting 30, 35, 40 years to realize that, you know what, the prices are absolutely sky high. You still get the 100K, you still have the 100K in your account, but the 100K can only buy $10,000 worth of items. Imagine if today you could buy, let's say, some small, very old house in the middle of nowhere, some small city in some, not so expensive state, out of the borders of the downtown for 100,000. In 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you may only be able to put a down payment for the same amount because it will be equivalent to only $10,000. This is why people should start panicking now, immediately. Okay? You should understand that the cash, what was looked at always a reserve, which was always looked as a backup plan. If your investments are not performing, if your job is not giving you a raise, if let's say the assets that you have, that you inherit, are not increasing in value adjusted with the inflation, well, definitely you should look into plan B. Well, a lot of people still don't understand this. They're looking, the market is choppy, the market is going down, their friends losing money on the markets, they're looking, the crypto guys are losing money, they're looking at the people who bought real estate, and after they bought the real estate, after they set up all the legal, the paperwork, they work with brokers, they find tenants, they fix everything, and then they finally decide to do the math, and they found out that it will take them 25, 26 years actually to make some money, not crazy money, right? And not to mention that the usual appreciation of the real estate is taken away from the property taxes, which are increasing every single year. So the little appreciation that you're going to get, even if you have bought the property for 100,000 and after 5 years this property worth 200,000, you make 100% on your original investment. But guess what? The property taxes for the last 10 years have increased 20-25%, right? So a quarter of your unrealized profits, the upside of 100K, goes straight towards your property taxes. Then don't forget, you also have to pay taxes on the gains that you have on the real estate property. So you have all these hustles and bustles. You have all this work, physical, time-consuming work. You're involved in huge liability, right? Sure, the tax advantages of owning real estate are outstanding, unmatched, of course. But at the end of the day, you don't really make crazy money with real estate. And this is why a lot of people now trying to sell their properties. Everywhere I've seen, you just go on the websites that are selling businesses, or there people list their businesses for sale. You could see people who own multiple locations. And not talk only about real estate, we're talking about people who own vending machines. People are selling the whole chain neighborhood route that they own with vending machines. Like, for example, you own 5th Avenue, like 45th Streets, you have vending machines throughout this path. It's all yours. You want to sell everything. You want to liquidate everything. You go and see people sell home service businesses with multiple locations. They have built infrastructure. They have people who they service like regular clients. People want out, and probably wonder why. Right? The same exact reason. When you realize that you're trading your time for money that are not actually getting more valuable but decreasing in value, well, you kind of put in the position that you exchange something for something else that loses value over time. So effectively, you are the end user, the end loser in this formula. So what people actually do, think about it. I'm gonna give you a very easy, simple example that you will be able to comprehend, right? A lot of people are using their checking account to pay off their credit card, right? But the checking account has no yield. You don't get interest on the checking accounts usually. Even if you get some, it will be the lowest possible. The smartest decision, even though might not make a huge difference, but it will make some difference, is that instead of having a checking account, you can have a savings account. And in your savings account, you pay off your credit card with your savings account. If you have, let's say, $10,000 in your checking account that you only use for paying off your credit card, right? If $10,000 sits in your checking account, you will be getting $1, $2 per month interest. If you put the same exact $10,000 inside the savings account, you will be getting $15 to $30 a month. You see what kind of a difference? You still use your savings account to pay off your credit card, but you're getting $50 to $20 to $30 depending of the APY that you're getting every single year, right? In your percentage interest, right? This is very, very important because a lot of people do the same exact thing, which effectively they're not only missing out on the opportunity to recoup most of the interest, but they're also missing out on the opportunity to not hold the cash inside the checking account. This is very, very interesting, and a lot of people do not know that you can use the savings account and paying multiple times a day, a week, a month, because there is a special limitations of moving money in and out from the savings account. But when we're talking about paying off your credit card bill, this doesn't really count towards. This is why you need to understand that. Why would you leave a free money on the table? Knowing that if you bank with the same bank, and if you have checking account and savings account with the same bank, why would you keep majority of it inside the checking account? That doesn't make any sense. And small examples like this illustrates that if you know some small changes that anyone can do, doesn't require specific skills, knowledge, requirements, qualifications. You just have to know and think about it, right? You will be able to extract much more value of this situation.